One power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power.
Morning, good morning, good morning. It is truly a good morning here at the Center for Spiritual Living Midtown. We are so happy each and every one of you are here. And of course, we are very thrilled and happy about our cyber community that is out there around the world in different cities. Thank you guys for being here, because it definitely matters here to us here at the Center for Spiritual Living. I want to remind everyone that we are still in prayer, in treatment for our minister. It is our spiritual leader that we are open to, that we are in treatment about. And again, we know that the universe delivers according to the mental equivalent. The CSL Midtown vision statement is, we are a strong, open, globally connected community centered on the clarity of principle. Through teaching, service, and practice, we create safe and respectable environment that supports healthy and spiritual growth. And I can say, guys, personally, that has been my experience. I also want to let you guys know we have the dynamic Reverend Jean Bell. She's like family, but we say guest, but she's like family to us. And we're certainly happy to have you. Her messages are always impactful, insightful, and cause you to reflect. And that's, guys, how you know, oh, okay, that got my attention. So I really love that about your delivery there, Reverend Bell. So I'd like for us to do the declaration of principle at this time.
A few of the declaration of principles we live by.
I believe in one God, one absolute power, and first cause to all things.
I believe that this power is perfect love, and it creates out of a desire to express love.
I believe all thought is creative, and how I choose to think creates my personal experience.
I believe in the unity of all life, and the immortality of the individual soul forever unfolding.
I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of God to all.
And so it is.
So grateful, hey.
All right. Our board of president is Vance Blue, and Vance, we absolutely thank you for the job that you and the leadership team are doing here. And again, I just want to say to the members, friends, we certainly do appreciate your appreciation and, of course, your support, because we're still here. Lynn has got an awesome idea of us having an online auction. Guys, this is huge. An online auction, you can get a lot of wonderful things, a lot of value. And if you have something you would like to contribute, please let us know. You can call us or send us an email saying, hey, I'm willing to contribute this. You just never know what you have that will be a treasure for someone else. And of course, we'll be letting you guys know a little bit more about that. But I'm excited about the online auction. So this morning, I want to share with you guys a message on self-love. Self-love is empowering, and it is through the classes here at Science of Mind that I found that self-love is the magic. Self-love is the glue. It is the love that is unconditional. And of course, through self-love, I have been able to connect with spirit, with my higher power, or with God, the universe, whatever that may be for you. It has been through self-love. Why? Because it is unconditional love. And of course, it is truly a constant love. And without this self-love, guys, there can be no love. It doesn't matter how much love another person gives you, unless there is self-love. You don't realize the love that everyone has for you, that they put on you. So it is through self-love that the connection to your higher power happens. So through self-love, I found it to be a healing agent. Self-love for me, it was like a salve that I put on everything. It didn't matter what it was. Disappointment, frustrations, death, loss, relationships, jobs. It was through self-love I was able to bring myself back into balance. And I'm grateful for the teaching here, because it is through the classes here at Science of Mind that I learned how to do this. As most of you know, I was a Catholic, and if that love was not present, then instantly I make myself the victim. Why? Because you didn't do what I wanted you to do. So the self-love has been that salvation for me. Self-love is the love I feel that all of us are searching for, that we're looking for, that we're seeking. Self-love I found to be transformational. So, as we all continue to love others, make sure you practice self-love along the way, because it is self-love that brings the true love, the unconditional love that we all seek in life. I want us to do meditation treatment for love. And as we center ourselves, we come to know the universe to be in everything, all things. It is the oneness from which all is made. And it is this love from the universe that manifests itself. I am one with the universe. I am one with this goodness. I am one with this magnificent. I am one with love. And it is through this consciousness of love that I manifest love into my life. And this is the love that I offer up to each and every one that I meet. It is this love that brings healing. It is this love that brings joy. It is this love that brings support. It is this love that brings goodness. It is this love that brings abundance. It is this love that brings peace. I am grateful to know the universe and its operations. And for this, I am grateful. And so it is. We'll now have special music.
I trust that I got this. I know that I know I've got all that I need, so it's time to let it go. I'm through with complaining. I'm living life small. Every emotion, I wanna feel them all. I've spent too much time censoring who I am. I am open, I am willing, I am feeling free and clear. Finally, I'm seeing I am worthy to be here. I am here. I am here to be here. I am present. I let it all be. I have uncovered the truth about me. The veil has been lifted that always kept me apart. No longer hiding. I'm ready to start. I step into my power and trust my heart. I am open, I am willing, I am feeling free and clear. Finally, I'm seeing I am worthy to be here. I am here. I am here to be here. No place I would rather be. It's time I let the whole world see. This brilliant light that shines through me is who I am, who I really am. I am ready, I am moving, I let go of all my fear. Finally, I know I am enough. I am open, I am willing, I am feeling free and clear. Finally, I'm seeing I am worthy to be here. To be here. I am here. I am here. I am here. I am here to be here. To be here. I'm here. I am here right now to be here. I am here. I am here. I am willing to be here. I am open. I am willing. I am feeling free and clear. I am open. I am willing. I am feeling free and clear to be here. I am here to be here. To be here. I am here. I am here to be here.
I really felt that. And Reverend Jean Bell is here with us today as well. When I was walking up, she was right there at the door to greet me with so much love. Her energy was just filled with love. And then, guys, I walked through the door. There's Reverend John, and he says, "Oh, we have strawberry lemonade." So today, I am feeling my love. So thank you, guys, for giving me all the love that's here. So I want to introduce Reverend Jean Bell. Reverend Jean Bell serves as the Associate Minister at the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta, and over the last 12 years has served at SCLA in many capacities, including practitioner, board member, education director, and bookkeeper. Reverend Jean Bell hails from Brooklyn, New York, yes, and has lived across the country and abroad before finally settling here in Stone Mountain, Georgia, with her wife, Rachel Cooper. She was introduced to the science of mind philosophy in 2001, became a licensed practitioner in 2005, and a minister in 2022. In a previous life, Reverend Jean Bell served in the U.S. Army as a drill sergeant. Thank you for your services, Reverend Bell. Moved into civilian life as an author, and finally, her deep love for the science of mind and spirit philosophy has called her to this ministry. Reverend Jean is also the author of the children's book titled Brookie's Adventures, a metaphysical children's book that helps the child to understand that God is in all things, expressed through all. Please help me, guys, welcome our dynamic and loving filled Reverend Jean Bell.
Thank you so much. You know, when people introduce you, it always makes you feel like, who is she talking about? Sometimes you forget you do certain things. Good morning, CSL Midtown. How are you? All right, let's get this started. All right, so my talk title today is Living Spiritual Principles, Come What May. Come what may. And we all know that CSL's theme is rolling in the deep. And we all know that there are times in our life, like life seems to get so rough and we feel like we're being rolled over by life's experiences. Or we just get caught up in some situation, we're overwhelmed by it. And we find that we might be too deep and there's no seeming way out. And you know, this reminds me of a situation in my life where I was way too deep, literally. So I want to tell you about that. So I think it was in the early summer of 1996, I learned how to swim at the age of, well, age is not important. And so one of the very first things that you learn when you swim is how to float. So I learned how to float and to swim, and I was so happy that my friends were willing to take the time to help me achieve this long-desired goal. You see, I love being in the water, but I was always limited to the shallow areas of the pool or the ocean. So learning how to swim was absolutely liberating for me. Later on that summer, I traveled to the States because I still lived in Germany. And I was with a dear friend, and we were visiting some of her friends, some of my friends, and my mother. We made several stops in Texas, and one morning we decided to go for a walk. Well, we were in San Antonio. It was hot and extremely humid. And in hindsight, I realized that we hadn't yet climatized ourselves to the high temperatures and humidity. So after the walk, we decided to go to the pool and cool off and relax. I decided to take a few laps across the pool, and on my third or fourth lap across, I became fatigued, and I stopped in the middle of the pool in the deep end. I realized I was exhausted, and I began to panic. I went under. When I came back up, I yelled for my friend to help me. She jumped in the pool, and I grabbed hold of her. And in my panic, I pulled her under. Something in me said, let her go. And I did. By this time, I'm in full panic and crying and dog paddling, and I'm not going anywhere. She immediately swam away from me, got out of the pool, and yelled at me and said, "You've been swimming all morning. You have been swimming all morning. Take a deep breath, go under, and swim with all your might toward me, and I will pull you out. You can do this." Between my gasping for air, I agreed. I took a deep breath. I went under and swam toward the side of the pool, and my dear friend pulled me out. Now, at this time in my life, I wasn't acquainted with the science of mind and spirit philosophy. But when I look back at that terrifying day, and trust me, it was terrifying for me, I realized there were a lot of spiritual lessons to be had from that experience. First and foremost, in my panic, I forgot the very first lesson of swimming is not to panic. Lean back, relax, and float. My friends that taught me how to swim told me that if I should ever become fatigued, get a leg cramp, or find myself in too deep of water, relax your body and simply float. It can save your life. However, in my fear, I forgot everything I learned. And you know, I find this so applicable to so many on the spiritual path. When life situations seem the worst, or when things are simply overwhelming, those not truly anchored in spiritual principles will forget who they are and what they already possess within them. And when we find ourselves rolling in the deep of an unfavorable situation, we can indeed forget that divine intelligence, the source of our being, is ever available and immediately at hand. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit philosophy, said in his book titled This Thing Called You, "No matter what confusion appears at the surface, there is always a place of calm at the center of your being. No matter how turbulent the waves may be on the ocean of your experience, beneath there is a changeless peace. Your being is submerged, but not lost in the infinite." So back to the story. My friend who jumped in and saved me, or jumped in to save me, in the midst of my panic, I almost drowned us both. And so the second thing I want us to take note of is that there was this voice from the depth of my being that said, "Let her go." Now remember, I wasn't in this philosophy, and I didn't have to be, to recognize something within that was guiding me, and I obeyed. That still small voice, or that voiceless knowing, I call it my spiritual intuition, is always with us. But so many times we second guess it, or ignore it, or wait for a sign, or wait for when Mercury retrograde to be over. Or we wait for the next moon cycle because Lord knows we can't do anything when the moon is in its waning phase. Or we wait until we are so-called worthy enough. But I'm here to tell you that you're already worthy, just as you are. But do you believe that? And are you willing to hear Spirit's guidance in your time of need? In the midst of my fear, I knew this voice. This feeling was right. Even in the midst of my fear and panic, I listened. The next thing that happened that day was my friend very loudly reminded me of what I am capable of, what I was capable of, and that I innately knew how to do. She yelled at me and said, "Listen to me. You have been swimming all morning," pointing out the fact that I have the ability to save myself. Then she said, and I just need you to do that. Just swim now. She reminded me of who I was, and that I just need to have enough faith in my own ability to move that faith into action. Because we all know the saying, faith without works is? Yes, it is. Faith without action is dead. And the action she knew that I could do was to make it to the side of the pool, and she would be there to pull me out. Her words jarred me out of my fear long enough for me to believe a greater truth, the truth that I can swim. And in that moment, not only did I believe I could, I also knew that I could. I had to put in action of what I knew I could do. I had to get my panic-stricken self together enough to take a deep breath, go under the water, and set my intention on swimming toward the wall of the pool. I had to cut through my fear and fatigue and remember that I knew how to swim, and I began to swim. And true to her word, my dear friend was there to pull me out. And for us as metaphysicians, when you act as if spirit is within you, because it is, when you come into alignment and remember what we are capable of, and that all of spirit's attributes, all of its wisdom, all of its power, all of its love, all of its beauty, all of its joy, all of its abundance, all of its divine goodness is within us. For Spirit has written these attributes into our very DNA. When you know, and you know that Spirit is with you always, your whole persona changes. You stop asking for permission to live the best life you can. You stop living like an outcast, and you start living as a divine being. You start living, walking, and talking in the truth of who you are. A unique, individualized incarnation of the one Spirit. When we know we are divine, we stop betraying ourselves with our actions. We stop betraying ourselves with our words or negative thoughts. We stop letting fear paralyze us into forgetting that we are sons, daughters, and persons of the Most High. Ernest Holmes tells us in the Declaration of Principle, he tells us that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. And that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. And from a metaphysical perspective, my dear friend, she served as a way shower, a divine heralder, reminding me of what I am and what I am capable of doing. She could have panicked too, but she remained calm, and she spoke her words of truth of my ability, just like a practitioner does, and told me to come out of my fear. What I learned from this frightening situation is that an inexperienced swimmer needs more practice in swimming, but more so than anything, needs to have more practice on how to float and how to tread water in a dangerous situation. And it's the same with spirituality. We need to remember that with any newly learned skill, we need to practice our spiritual tools of affirmative prayer, meditation, affirmation, visualization, and the life visioning process in order to become strong and steadfast in the principles of the science of mind, because practice does indeed make a master. Then when we're rolling around in the deepest of situations and when all things around us are in a chaotic state, we do not fear or panic because our spiritual principles have anchored us. We stand secure, come what may. Had I taken more time to practice floating, relaxing in the deep part of the pool while my instructors were around, I would have reinforced the life-saving skill I needed that day, floating. We must remember that the science of mind philosophy is not a quick fix, say a few affirmations and bam, I'm an ascended master. Nope. The science of mind places its emphasis on trained thought and learning the principles through practice. The cornerstone of living the science of mind is daily spiritual practice until it becomes embodied in our hearts and minds, until it becomes second nature. You don't need to muster this power. You only need to align with it and come into a deep understanding that spirit is within you. Even as you walk through deep valleys and your heart is filled with fear and it seems like the whole world is against you, remember, spirit is with you always. Spirit is with you always. Living the spiritual principles of science of mind is a lifelong commitment to growth, alignment, and faith. And it doesn't mean that life will stop lifing in unfavorable ways. But through daily spiritual practices, we cultivate a deep connection to the divine, allowing us to navigate life's unpredictability with grace and strength. You see, by embodying these truths, we not only transform our lives, but we also inspire others to awaken to their highest potentials. We become walking and living science of mind examples. Come what may, the practice of living in alignment ensures that we remain steadfast, resilient, and aligned with the infinite love and wisdom of the universe. I will leave you with one of my favorite quotes by Ernest Holmes. Stay with the one and never deviate from it. Never leave it for a moment. Nothing else could equal this attitude. To desert the truth in the hour of need, the truth with a capital T, is to prove that we do not know the truth. When things look the worst, is the supreme moment to demonstrate to yourself that there are no obstructions to the operation of truth. When things look the worst, is the best time to work and the most satisfying time. Come what may. And I want to emphasize truth with a capital T. To desert that is to desert the spirit, because that's the only true, unchanging truth. Is to desert spirit within you. And it is to prove we have no faith in that indwelling presence. And so it is. Thank you.
And so it is. Thank you, Reverend Jean. All right. What an awesome talk. Pure principle on that was awesome. So it's my pleasure to do our new minister sacred covenant easy prayer, which you can find, well, you'll see it on the screen, but you can download it from our website, cslmidtown.org. You can say it with me or just listen to me read it. There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to express spirit, I therefore know that my new minister is a revelation of spirit as principle. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by God, for it is written, principle is not bound by precedent. It operates according to law, and it is always available to those who are willing to align themselves with it. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister before me as inspiring spiritual oneness through wisdom, love, and authenticity. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself. 4, I am inspired to live as love in expression of principle. I am awakening the wisdom within me by clearly communicating the principles of universal truth. I am a conduit of divine love, wisdom, and healing energy, recognizing the inherent wholeness within all beings. I am offering teachings, classes, and mystical studies grounded in spiritual principles to cultivate inner wisdom, personal transformation, and empowered living. I am extending the love, compassion, and transformative power of spirit into the wider community, fostering connections that heal, uplift, and support individuals in their unique journeys. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that they will be revealed in a way that will express spirit and serve the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful God is gracious, and so it is. All right. So, with that new minister, like Barbara said, thank you, Barbara, we are a prosperous community. We have been doing everything we need to support where we're at, and we've done that really well. But to call into this new minister, we need to increase that. We're doing that by having a auction coming up, which Lynn is supporting. It's creating a further consciousness of abundance for us to bring in that consciousness of that new minister. And so we have our affirmation of prosperity. You can go to cslmidtown.org/donate and donate. You can scan the QR code on the screen, and you can set up a ongoing donation or do a one-time donation. All are available to you. So say with me our affirmation. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. Next week, we have an amazing minister. Reverend Raymond Anderson is coming back, so that's online. Yay! We love Raymond. And we have the adult study group, which meets every Sunday at 10 a.m., right before the service. So you can log into Zoom, go to cslmidtown.org, scroll down to the Zoom, click the link with the password that will get you into the group. And we had a discussion this morning, several people. We love having anyone who wants to join us. They're going through the Science of Mind textbook, which is this enormous book, but it's an awesome way to go through the Science of Mind. So you don't have to have read it. You can come join, participate online with that. And with that, our affirmation of life. I leave this place now knowing something better than I knew before. I go forth into the world with a heart full of love and a mind full of good sense. I look at the world in a greater way, knowing that I have within me everything I need to create the life I desire. I give thanks for this understanding, and I am grateful for the spirit of life that lives through me, and so it is. And for those of you who are online, we're going to say goodbye. We appreciate you being here, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Hey, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all that I have. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all that I have. Hey, I just count my blessings. I just count my blessings.
There is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it.
New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.